Today I'll be discussing the 2022 Hulu original movie, Prey, directed by Dan Trachtenberg, starring Amber Midthunder as Naru, Dakota Beavers as Tabe, and Dane DiLiegro as the Predator. Prey is a sequel to Predator, of course, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. And in this version, we follow a Comanche tribe on the Great Northern Plains in 1917. And I thought the director of this film did an excellent job of matching the background cinematography to the mood of the film. In the beginning, everything's beautiful. We're getting to know our characters. We're seeing the Great Plains. We're seeing the wonderful mountains, beautiful rivers. And as the conflict grows gradually throughout the film and the tension builds, the landscape changes. It becomes darker. Suddenly we're in bogs and in a barren forest, where the most conflict happens. So I thought that was really well done, and something I really picked up in this film. As for the director and the actors themselves, they're relatively, I wouldn't say inexperienced, because they all did an excellent job in this film. But not names you would know. One was a basketball player, Dane, who starred as the Predator, was a basketball player. Dakota Beavers, that was Tabe, was a musician. And Amber and Dan, the director and of course the main star, had limited movie experience that I could find out, but they all did an excellent job. I thought all the acting in the film was well done. And really, like I said, I can't say enough about the director's use of the cinematography, and the CGI was seamless. None of it looked hokey, none of it looked fake. So I can't say enough about that. And the score itself, matched the tone of the film. To be honest, the score, I kind of blanked out because I was so focused on the story and what was going on in the film. The story itself was well done. What I saw from the movie was a dual story of growth, one for the Predator and then one for Naru and her brother Tabe. As were things in the past, the rite of passage for any young member, of a tribe, was to go out and prove themselves, however that may be. And in this case, proving themselves was going out on a hunt, going to hunt something that is hunting them, and hopefully survive. And once proven, you became a warrior in the tribe, or in the Predator's world. So on one side we have the Predator, okay, and we see him early in the film as coming in his ship in the clouds, and that seems popular in aliens arriving on Earth. Independence Day, Nope had it as well, but all we see is two red exhausts from their rocket that Naru says is the Red Devil. So throughout snippets of the film, okay, as we're cutting back and forth from Naru to the Predator, we see the Predator work its way up the food chain. So I'm assuming that this is their first time on Earth, because he's starting out low. He's starting out at the bottom of the barrel. He's watching a rat, and then the snake gets the rat, so that becomes the bigger threat. So what he's doing is recognizing the biggest threat and taking it out when it threatens him. So our predator works his way up from a snake to a wolf to a bear, and then finally to man, who is the top of the, I will say, threat chain. I don't want to say food chain, but threat chain. And once he recognizes the threat, he's dispensing his targets in gory fashion, which for me is a favorite of mine. And then during one of the biggest battles with the Frenchmen, and I'll talk more about them later, I thought, and if you want to message me, tell me you thought this too or did not think this, there was a little nod to the Halloween franchise. So, and this battle's huge. It's the biggest battle of the scene and the goriest by far. But at a moment, we see the Predator take a moment to admire his kill and lean his head to the left, which I took as a nod to the Halloween franchise. On the other side of the coin, we have Naru, and her journey is the one we spend the most time on. She finds herself trapped in a male-dominated world. The men do the hunting and are the warriors, while the women do the more tedious chores of gathering food, providing medicine, and referenced in here the cooking. So, of course, a very barbaric way of looking at things. And early on, in fact, in the first scene of the film, we find out that Naru not really excited about the life she's in. She's mundanely going about gathering food from the field, and we notice she quickly gets bored of this and begins practicing her axe throwing. And all we hear see is her throwing through one tree, direct hit, picking the axe up, throwing to another tree, direct hit. I wish I had those skills, but she really has some mad axe throwing skills. And so we learn that there's something more to her, than meets the eye. By her side always is her well-trained dog, Sarah. After a failed deer hunt that she notices while she's practicing her axe throwing and demonstrating some very astounding parkour moves in the film, sliding under trees, launching off trees, it shows that she was meant to be a hunter. And then after this hunt, she is with her mom preparing medicine for the wounded, and the mother asks her, "Why do you want to hunt?" And her reply is, "Because you all think that I can't." And that's her driving force in this film, her desire to be a hunter and her desire to prove that she fits in this male dominated world. So we see her go through a few failed attempts at hunting the deer. After that, there is a lion hunt that she sneaks in on with her brother, who supports her, but can't really openly support her to the tribe because she is a female. But through each failed attempt, she learns something. Okay, she modifies her axe so it's self-retractable. Forms a rope, ties it to it, so now she doesn't have to chase after the axe. So that makes it even more lethal. As we go on, eventually she is captured by Frenchmen that see the hunting of the predator as a profit, and this is where she learns the most about the predator. One, he's only attacking what is a threat to him, and two, how some of his technology works. And I'm trying not to do too many spoilers So I will leave you to find that for yourself. But every encounter she has, she's learning. She's the first to realize that there's something strange going on. She's an excellent tracker, born to be a hunter, and unfortunately, when she tries to warn her tribe of the pending danger, because she is a female, they cast her aside or don't believe her. Finally, it's time for our alpha hunters to meet, and the prey becomes the predator. It's brute force of the predator against the cunning and skill of Naru, Tabe, and Sari. In the end, of course, brains beat brawn, and Naru returns to her tribe victoriously, displaying the head of her kill and throwing it at the feet of the tribal chief. Her journey complete. Or is it? The larger battle in this film is Naru trying to prove herself in this male-dominated world. She is discouraged by her mother and the male members of the tribe, degraded verbally and physically throughout the film by other members of the tribe. The only male member really that encouraged her at all is Tabe, and he supports her and lets her come on these hunts for the lion, and shooting arrows at eagles, but he becomes a little I would say frustrated with her determination to break the barriers and get into the realm of the male. So he discourages her. In the end, though, it is the cooperation of brother, sister, and animal that are victorious, and not one person could have gained this victory without the other. So the parallels kind of what we're seeing now. People striving to break in or break barriers. Okay, and it's not one side that's going to be successful. It takes all sides coming together. Another point that I took from the film, and again, this parallels with modern times and the feelings, anyways, is that how man is destroying his environment around him. Okay, specifically the group of the Frenchmen in this film. They're hunting. They're profiteers. They hunt only for profit. One part of the film we see buffalo, 10, 15, 20, I don't know how many, and all they took was the hide, and left the carcasses there to rot. Obviously it's a tremendous waste, and not living in harmony with nature. So luckily, though, their profiteering comes to a quick end in one of the film's most violent action sequences, and I can't say that I felt sorry for them at all. And it's sad to say, but I didn't. Overall, Prey takes the Predator series back to its roots. Human against predator, okay, which I like. I think more of the movies going forward, we're getting bigger and bigger. We had Everybody Wants to Conquer the World, okay, and I'll save most of it for another conversation, but I thought that was wrong with the reboot of The Mummy and the first attempt at the Monsterverse. The Mummy wants to take over the world. Big grand scheme. I think when it comes to horror, the more intimate one-on-one conflicts or small group against the killer, can create much more conflict and tension than when you get to these big blockbuster movies, and that's a direction I think I'd like to see more movies go to, especially in creating a monsterverse. Hopefully at some point, besides King Kong and Godzilla's verse, which I think is done well. But again, I'm getting off topic, but I can just talk about these things all day, but we'll save it for another episode. So, there is no need for the epic battle between aliens. I think that's when this episode and the Predator franchise jumped the shark. It was just a few minutes ago for me, but I think that's when they jumped the shark on that, and I think the reboot was needed. We have a David and Goliath story here. We have the Predator with his fancy technology. The guy's can cloak. He's invisible. He can sneak up on you. You wouldn't even know. He could be behind me right now. You wouldn't even know until he took you out. Against Naru, with her modified throwing axe and her dog. I thought, who doesn't like, a David and Goliath story? So it was very easy to get behind Naru and root for her victory, which in the end she does. She proved herself to the tribe, but in the end, did she get full acceptance of the tribe from the tribe? No, I don't think so. But maybe she did break down a few barriers there. So, listen, I thought it was great. I think it's worth a watch. I think, I know the director's been signed on for another one, but that's all I know. And I really am looking forward to more stuff from all these members. So I give it a 4 out of 5. You can catch it streaming on Hulu now. So I do recommend you going on there and checking it out. If you like what you've seen, please hit the like button and give me a follow. Many more episodes to come. Things will get smoother as we go along. Don't forget to check out my website, millersmonsters.com. I have collectibles on there, other blog subjects, urban legends, other movies that I won't do on video. So be sure to check that out, and please leave me a comment. I'd love to hear messages from you, suggestions. Please bring them on. You can email me at tim.millersmonsters.com. And as always, be safe, be yourself, and be scary. Thank you.